Ila umakile Asia. Tumbaye ubaye. Sumbaye obagoya. Dea obagore. Mega dose umegore. Ila umakile Asia. Tumbaye ubaye. Sumbaye obagoya. Dea obagore. Mega dose umegore.
The Power of Vision, the Africa Missions Global Story. A virtuous woman, who can find her worth, is far above rubies. Pastor Mrs. Folu Adeboye, fondly called Mummy Gio, is the epitome of virtuosity. Her life radiates the love, warmth, industry, diligence, and tenacity represented by the Proverbs 31 virtuous woman. 24 years ago, Mummy Gio visited the mission fields in Africa, and upon seeing firsthand the dire needs in the communities where the gospel was being preached, she concluded in her typical few words, "The mission field requires urgent assistance." Mummy Gio not only said those words, she put machinery into action that birthed the West African Missions Committee and later Africa Missions. The vision of Africa Missions was very clear: to promote the spread of the gospel, to promote the development of sustainable holistic programs, and to provide services that will improve the quality of life of children, youth, and families in Africa and around the world. Africa Missions works towards this vision in its mission statement: to reach, restore, and rebuild lives and communities in Africa and around the world. Africa Missions, with its directives and full support from Mummy Gio, has pursued this mission passionately and has delivered on the following projects, even as it aspires for more intentional impact on a global scale. Children of Glory Lesotho. In 2010, Africa Missions built the first school since the end of the colonialism in the small African country of Lesotho. Water sanitation borehole projects. According to the World Health Organization, unsafe drinking water, inadequate availability of water for hygiene, and lack of access to sanitation together contribute to about 88% of deaths from diarrheal diseases. This was one of the critical issues Mummy Gio saw some 24 years ago and has been a priority for Africa Missions since then. The following projects have been done across Africa to provide water sanitation and to reduce the alarming statistics. A borehole was provided to serve the community of Turkana region of northwestern Kenya, thereby providing clean and accessible water for the community. In the province of Bioko North, Equatorial Guinea, a borehole was constructed in Basupu Fish Town. In the Kiti community, Banjul, Gambia, women and children have walked long and dangerous distances in order to access clean water for their daily use. Through the Africa Missions, a borehole was constructed to provide sanitary water that's easily accessible to the entire community. In the tiny village of Bamba, Kenya, clean water has been a major need for several years. The lack of it has led to many unfortunate deaths. As the good news is being preached through RCCG, in Bamba, Africa Missions equally met their dire need by constructing a borehole to serve the entire village. Empowerment Skill Acquisition Centers. Africa Missions has established many empowerment and skill acquisition centers around Africa, which has empowered thousands of young individuals to live a productive life. The following are centers currently in existence with a plan to build more. Grace Vocational Center is the first of its kind in Bangui, Central Africa Republic. Purpose-built for training people in dressmaking and the English language. The center is fully functional and has produced hundreds of successful trainees since the inception. With this skill, the trainees can independently provide for their households, thereby ending the cycle of poverty. Studies show that when women are supported and empowered, all of society benefits. Their families are healthier, more children go to school, and communities become more resilient. The Women Vocational Center, Kampala, Uganda, was primarily set up for the empowerment of women in Uganda to achieve this purpose. The center is fully operational, and indeed, communities in Kampala have benefited greatly from this investment. The Redeemers Vocational School, Kabale, is a fully registered and operational school training the youth in the community in hairdressing, barbing, and carpentry. The Lost Tribes. The people of Tantile Koma had no contact with the world until their discovery in 1986. Still clad in sewn leaves, RCCG has taken the gospel to them, and Africa Missions has built the first school in this community. Ankoko Community, Northern Nigeria, is a community with scantily dressed women and children, with men alone wearing some full form of clothing. Africa Missions has built a school and sunk a borehole to provide the much needed education and safe drinking water to the people. A cow for life. In Rwandan culture, a gift of a cow settles a family for life, and most importantly, establish a lifelong relationship with the donor. Africa Missions in the past 5 years has provided cows as well as goats to 7 different communities identified by the government as some of the poorest and people most in need of help within the Gisenyi district of Rwanda. Individual cow beneficiaries in turn donate the offspring of the cow to another member of the community, thereby spreading the wealth. Post-revolution Libya. The impact of the Arab Spring on Libya affected not only infrastructures, but access to education. Africa Missions has donated a school bus to an infant junior school in Altarik Moashi, Libya, to encourage and support school attendance. Ending menstrual taboo. In Malawi, menstruation is not just perceived as a taboo, but as a disease. Africa Missions is working to end this perception by providing sanitary menstrual products to young girls in order to ensure they stay in school without the shame and discomfort associated with their menstrual period. Conclusion. The mustard seed sown by Mummy Gio 24 years ago has grown and spread rapidly across Africa, empowering, rebuilding, restoring lives and communities. An idea birthed from compassion and kingdom expansion is now an intercontinental phenomenon with fundraising, administrative, and mission centers in Nigeria, North America, Canada, England, Europe 1, Europe 2, Europe 3, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Indeed, her children stand and bless her. Her husband praises her. There are many virtuous and capable women in the world, but you, Mummy Gio, surpass them all.
Mega dose, oh my God.